let's break this line down. The first measure comes up with a really great classic blues lick, actually comes from organ players. You're in the 10th position, and a great way to visualize this is that you see a root fifth root structure, just a little power chord, and then you're simply putting a flat 5 to a 5 move on the 3rd string. Now the first note is staccato, left hand staccato, you just relax your index finger. Right away you can hear how it just wants to go places. You can have a lot of fun just jamming with these licks. Anyway, we have... Then you're going to shift back to the 8th position, right inside your basic C7 blues area. Another staccato on this C, then roll over for the 4 chord. That's just the F and the A notes. Standard move there. Now when you roll, make sure that you mute the 4th string. You don't want to go because it isn't written that way. Hammer on, flat 3 to 3. So notice how we've already covered in the first measure 2 very important half-step moves for your blues playing. The flat 5 to the 5 and the flat 3 to the 3. Because remember, you're playing over a C7 chord. The chord has a natural 5th, a natural 3rd, so you can look at it as half-step approach tones. In the next measure, you're working with just the root and the flat 7. Again, chord tones, but you get a syncopated rhythm going. And the picking is down, down, up, down, up, down, down. And notice the staccato in certain spots. It's just for articulation. Think of how a horn player would play the line. Now in the next measure, we have a great line that's blues-based. Chromatically, you're moving from the flat 3 to the 5. Hammer onto the A, the 6th. Then a staccato on the C, alternate picking, then flat 3 to 3 again, E flat to E with your 4th finger, then the C with your index finger, and then there are a couple ways you could finger this next note, the G. You can move over to the 3rd string with your 4th finger, or you could use a descending finger roll. I suggest you try both of them. Then the F, G, and then back to this flat 3 to 3 double stop. Next measure, back to the C. Now here we're setting up because in measure 5 of this blues, you're going to be going to the 4 chord, the F7. I'm going to teach you what's going on in the last 3 beats, or last 2 beats of measure 4. You're starting off with, and you can also finger that, then change positions. But I just chose to stay in 8th position, use a 4th finger extension. And that's bringing out the 9th, giving you more of a jazz extended sound. Now we have a great line right here. If we look at our target chord, the F7, and just look at it as a root of F, the 2-5 in the key of F would be G minor and C7. There I'm just resolving a 2-5-1, moving to a major chord. But with same idea applies even though we're targeting a dominant 7th chord. Just think of the roots of the chords as your targets. So 2-5 would be G minor to C7. A G minor arpeggio in this area would be simply, and you have the B flat and the G. A great way to think about this. Here's a G minor 7, here's a G minor 7. And it's just a chromatic connection between the flatted 3rd of the G minor and the root of the G minor. Notice how I'm thinking of it against the G minor chord. That's a great way to see this line. You could also simply think of it off the C7 and say it's flat 7 chromatically down to the 5. Then you have your F, so you have a pull-off, have all of your fingers already on the strings. Then on the 4th beat, we have E, D flat, C, B flat. That's an altered line coming from the C super Locrian mode, which could be thought of as D flat melodic minor. So your lines actually sound like G minor 7 to C7 altered, then moving to an F7, F9. Again, this line slowly, the last 2 beats. Okay, and that sets you right up for the next passage, which is going to be on the 4 chord. Now I want to point out that we've organized these lines over the prevailing chord. The first 4 measures of this blues does not have a quick change in the 2nd measure, meaning it doesn't go to the F7, so we have 4 measures of a C7th chord. Make sure you learn these lines and these licks and that you think of them over the prevailing chord, because that way, ultimately, when the blues are being played, you'll be thinking about the chord changes and you'll sound a lot stronger. Now what we'd like to do is play this line against a different track. When I play this lick over this next track, you'll hear a little different sound because the track has more of a Latin funk feel. I'm playing the exact same 4-bar phrase. Rhythmically, I haven't changed anything, but I might articulate a little more crisply to match the rhythm feel.